Greetings and salutations, everyone. My name is Featherhoof.
And I am under the weather, Panda, because I've been sick, and that's why we missed last week.
Yes.
Because I had the deadly disease, and I told Featherhoof here, I will give you the deadly disease if I come over, so we decided to schedule it for the next week.
So here we are to talk about Week 12, the finale of Fall 2017. At least 5 of them. 5 of the finales of Fall 2017. Which, this was actually a very good, on average, season. I think.
Yeah, I really like this season. Given what was the year? 2017.
Yes, 2017.
Last year ever. So I was pleasantly surprised since a lot of the previous seasons have been weaker, but we had a good season this fall of 2017.
So we're going to get into that, but first we're going to read your question of the week. The last question of the week of fall 2017 was, what was your most memorable or favorite finale to an anime? And we had a couple, so we're going to go ahead and read those off.
Okay, so we did have a reply from Tristan Wolf, and I'm reading this completely unscripted. There's nothing in front of me. So he says, I recall both Azumagu Daioh and Nichijou, another great slice of life, having good but somewhat bittersweet endings. I also recall an anime by the name of Shuffle having an interesting ending. Never heard of that one, but maybe I'll check it out. Maybe it's just that I'm not remembering anime endings well enough, or that endings of shows nowadays are getting worse, but it's hard for me to think of any anime with an ending that I recall really loving, or that prompts me to want to go back and watch the series again. And you know, he's kind of true there, because a lot of animes do end with the, you better go read the manga ending.
It does kind of fall into that category, yeah. And then we also had a response from one Knight's Angel, who says, over-the-top endings, fully coolly, FLCL. Just like the rest of the show, over the top, just for the hell of it. I remember watching this of the animes that we've discussed so far in these answers. That's the one I actually did watch.
Yeah, and, I watched that as well.
I had a complex relationship with that show.
Me too.
It was
not going to get into it here, but
I had fun watching it, but man, was it almost weird for weirdness' sake.
But you know what? I think something that we could both agree on is that it had a killer soundtrack.
Yes, it did. One of the few anime soundtracks I actually went out and bought. So those were our answers. You know, or the answers that we got for the finale. And we have one more question of the week for you. And that is, what are you looking forward to in the next season? What are you looking forward to in the next season, Under the Weather Panda?
You know what? The show that I'm looking forward to the most next season is Konosuba.
Konosuba's coming back.
No.
Oh.
But I wish it was.
Oh, okay. For me, I'll be perfectly honest, it's the one that actually isn't announced, Land of the Lustrous Season 2. That's what I'm looking forward to.
That one too.
I'm looking forward to the announcement of Land of the Lustrous Season 2. Because we'll talk about that here in a minute, but yeah, that ended interestingly. So tell us what you're looking forward to in the next season of anime, and we're going to get into our 5 anime of the week. So, number 5 for this week should come as no surprise to anybody who's been watching our series. It unfortunately is Kino's Journey. Now, that is not to say that this episode was bad. The reason this is number 5 is simply because he and I cannot come to a consensus on it at all. Okay, let's put it this way. In a series that's about, philosophical questions and, theory and, deepness, or at least it's supposed to be, from what I've been told, this was none of that. This was just pure entertainment for me. This was, what was it? Land of Sheeps or something to that effect. Or a Field of Sheep.
And I don't even know what the fuck I watched.
I know what I watched. I watched something that thoroughly entertained the shit out of me.
Well, my whole take on this episode, and I don't know what yours is that Kino ran into a field of gangster sheep. These, they should have been wearing gold chains and rags around them, blue, red, whatever. I don't know, they're Crips, Bloods, whatever. they're in the wrong neighborhood, and Kino and Hermes are in the wrong neighborhood, and these sheep are gonna chase them out. So they're just running down there, and like they come to this crevice and
a ravine,
whatever. they Kino goes down into it. There's like this shot up there of these sheep just looking down at him like really tough, and they're like, yeah, we just fucked you up, get off of our territory. And I almost thought there was gonna be some old style rap from like or Snoop Dogg or some.
I was waiting for like the sheep to go West Side Story and just start like clicking their hooves and like dancing in front of him all menacingly.
This is by far one of the most bizarre episodes I've watched of anything.
But I find that so much fun. Oh my god. So Kino's basically chased through this ravine by these killer sheep until she gets to a point where she can climb up. And there's a truck, dead body. Okay, she realizes, oh, this dude was trapped here by the sheep. And they fucking hobbled him like fucking Kathy Bates in, Misery. And then he shot himself. And, so Kino takes his gun, the dead person's gun, takes his truck, and then proceeds to do something that just entertains the holy hell out of me. Just start, to save Hermes, and they can get out together, borrows this truck, and proceeds to plow over all the sheep. Just wrecks the whole herd of sheep in the most... I think it's supposed to be serious. It's like the first time.
It's supposed to be super serious, but they're making all these weird noises.
Yeah, these are not sheep noises. These are Japanese people going, meh, meh. And like Japanese women too, and you're going, yeah.
It's just so bizarre, but it's supposed to be a really serious, you're on our turf and you need to get off moment, but it's like some comedy, some just slapstick comedy that's going on here.
So actually, I don't know if I really want to ruin the episode. I think you should go watch it because it's just so stupid. It's great that Kino and Hermes get away after this death-defying stunts with fire and sheep running through fire and Kino blasting them with anti-gravity bullets apparently, and because Kino will shoot them and they'll start like doing front flips and back flips as if there's no gravity left on the planet.
Yeah, these bullets are just hitting these sheep so hard. It's like I don't even.
So it ends. Kino and Hermes get out of there after destroying like 2/3 of the flock. Come to a town, and the town's like, "Holy shit! Somebody's here! We haven't had someone here in like years." And they're like, "Did you see the sheep?" They're like, "Yeah, there were sheep." Yeah, there used to be fighting sheep. It's like, people used to have cockfighting rings and dogfighting rings. Yeah, we had fighting sheep. And we used to pit them against each other. And then one day, we just decided, let's set them free.
Yeah, they're like, the animal rights activists got so mad at us that, they had their political victory and we had to let the sheep go. And all these angry sheep are out there now. It's so good that you saw them, though.
Yeah, good on you. And it just sort of ends right there. And then there's just like this second episode called Kino's Sleep or something like that, or Kino's Nap, where Kino's like postulating on the end of a journey and the beginning of a journey. He's like, I'm going to go to sleep. This is the end of my journey. And Kirby's like, well, don't sleep forever because we need to continue our journey. It's like, no, we're not continuing. This is the end of our journey. When I wake up, we'll start a new journey. And then the credits roll. And then Kino wakes up and they say, okay, time to start our new journey.
I hope this is not an announcement for a second season.
Well, it technically was sort of. Well, would you call it a second season already, seeing as a reboot?
No, it's. I think it's its own thing.
Okay. So, as you've probably gathered from the way we talk, the way we disagree on this episode, and what we've said about the series as we've gone through, Kino was not exactly our favorite series, because it had more bad episodes than not.
Well, this episode, it kind of reminds me of that splice that, that somebody did on YouTube of when Gangnam Style came out. And
oh, God.
They kind of spliced it with the elevator scene in Die Hard where Hans Gruber's talking to some people, and then, like, you could hear Gangnam Style just creeping up and getting louder. And he's like, go investigate that to one of his minions. And he goes over there. And the elevator just opens up, and the guy's like got this horrified look on his face, and then it just cuts over to the elevator scene.
Yeah. Well, see, the thing is, Kino. I mean, how do you describe Kino's journey in a whole? The whole series, this whole season.
It had its highs and its lows. That's what I would say.
I mean, I really think, like I said, I enjoyed the shit out of this last episode. Was it a finale though?
It was not a good finale episode.
If they had done the Country of Adults as the finale, I would have been far more...
I 100% agree on that.
Yeah, I would have felt so much more satisfied if the series... Actually, if you ask me, the Rude Country, the one that was before...
Yeah, they should have...
That should have been like the first episode, or like in the beginning.
Well, no, because that actually led into the Country of Adults.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. And if they had tailed-end it, after going through that journey, tail-end it
with... I see what you're saying there.
With, Country of the Adults...
But yeah, this should have been placed somewhere else within the season.
Yeah.
Like episode 7, 8, or 9 or something.
And so, Kino, like I said, it's been the most inconsistent anime this season, and that's why it's definitely on the bottom of our list. Again, does it make it bad? No. But it's definitely not as strong as some of the others we're going to talk about coming up right now.
Alright, so our next show is going to be Land of the Lustrous, and... This was also a terrible finale episode. This is more like a, we're continuing the story, but there's not even like an announcement of a season 2 at it.
Yeah.
At the end.
Like this is like it almost feels like they're prepping for something. The whole episode is them prepping for something. Something's gonna happen. But we all know it's the finale.
There's not a last episode, and they don't tie up any loose ends.
No.
They don't do anything, really.
The only thing I liked is that Cinnabar actually does call out foes at one point. She finally calls her out. You said you were going to find me a better position. You said you're going to give me a better life. Where was it? Where is it this whole time? And
yeah, this episode is fine on its own, but as a finale,
this would have been like, let's say this is like episode 12 of 24.
12 of 24. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking. Is that this is a longer show than a 12-episode show.
Yeah, but the fact that it's only 12 episodes, and they ended it here, and there's no announcement of Season 2, this actually worked horribly as a season finale. But then again, Lustrous has had, not as bad as Kino, but because Lustrous is so good, when they have these episodes that don't really pan out, they really hurt the series. Because it's otherwise really, really good.
Yeah, this is the entire problem with this show is because it is a really good show, but there's nothing to end it off on. It's not a bookend. It's not it's just a go read the manga end at this point.
Yeah,
so.
That's what it feels like. It feels like, oh, you want more? Read the manga.
So our final shot is like foes going up to Sensei to get the answers, and
fade to black. Yeah, fades the credits. It's
totally disappointing.
But it was a weird, disjointed episode because it'd be like, oh, foes is getting serious and foes is trying to figure things out. Then we're gonna cut an interstitial with these goofy, silly things and the girls being girls. Oh my god!
I don't think the goofy, silly thing worked this week.
It didn't at all.
She chases Cinnabar and like got her arms waving up in the air.
Yeah, one arm's a lasso, one arm's a net, or like I said, like the girls being silly. What was it? Topaz or whatever that yellow-haired girl was chasing around Rutile because she kept calling her senile and old.
Yeah,
and it was just like, okay, they're funny, they're cute, but you're slowing down the story. This is completely unrelated. Get to what Foes is planning. What's going on? And they ended in the worst possible place. It's like, it's worse than the fucking Sopranos ending. It ends, it doesn't end in the middle of a sentence, but it just ends on nothing.
It's one of those endings where, you gotta decide what happened, what's gonna happen next. We all know that there's more because there's an actual manga that is still ongoing, but if you just, if you don't have the time to read manga, or you just have no interest, you only watch anime.
Yeah.
Or you only watch the English dub.
Yeah.
You don't care about anything. Then you're left with nothing at the end of this episode.
Yeah. So and because the episode leaves you with nothing, you're left with nothing at the end of the series. And that really, really hurts it because it had been going up and up and up all year, or all season rather.
Yeah, this show has been just climbing up the charts. It's like #1, but
they ended it so bad.
Dropped the ball, really.
Yeah. So that's why it dropped. I mean, it was an inconsistent anime, like I said, because every once in a while they had to have those episodes that were just, like I said, it was just like, oh, look at the girls being weird and silly. And it's like, you're not adding to the story here. Add to the story. And then they kept introducing, mysteries and plot lines that they didn't fulfill on.
Nothing has been tied up.
Absolutely nothing. So, I don't know about you, I'm actually disappointed with Lustrous on the whole.
They need to announce a season 2.
If this was all there was, I I feel about this anime the way I feel about Excel World. I love Excel World. But they ended it the way they ended it. It's just like, wait. No, don't set that up and then just leave it. And that's what this did. And it's just, there better be a season 2. So, that's what we felt about Lustrous. I mean, unless you have anything else to add.
Well, maybe the writer wants to go off and write some collabs with the Sword Art Online, and there's going to be Hoseki no Sword Art.
Bleh. Whatever. I'm not going to open that can of worms. Nope. So, yep.
Moving on.
Yeah. And number 3 this week is Girls Last Tour. The anime that has slowly, at least for me, you can agree or disagree with me if you want, just slowly grew on me throughout the season.
Yeah, that's exactly what I want to say too.
It started out, the first half of the season was just sort of just like, it's like, okay, it's cute,
all they tried episodic, just weird cuteness and stuff.
Yeah, okay, they're doing deep, but in a cute way, but then it started to actually have these threads, these plot points, and they would have callbacks to it. And so, anyway, this episode, the season finale, this did feel like a season finale.
Yeah.
It felt like a good bookend.
I felt satisfied with this one.
It was weird. It was really weird.
I would almost wish it had gone off in a different direction, but I'm still satisfied with what we got.
So they're still on the nuclear submarine, and they find out that they're talking about loneliness. They're like, they're basically asking, do you feel lonely because it's just the two of us? And at first she's like, yeah, I kind of do. There's no one else. And they just sort of like are passing through the submarine, and they're taking pictures, and the camera sort of like Wi-Fi syncs up with the submarine.
I have no idea how that. It must be Bluetooth.
And they start seeing all the pictures that are on there. Not only their pictures, but pictures from I think his name was Kanazawa, the guy who had the camera before.
He was so far behind that.
I think it was like the 4th episode, but
camera guy.
Yeah, camera guy. He they found his pictures, and he was with somebody at one point, and then Cut, the Cut, that you actually calls her the Cut, or it the Cut, has like, what would you call it, technomancy powers, and activates. He's like, I will bring up all the pictures stored on the camera, and brings up like thousands upon thousands of pictures and videos, and the girls just have this quiet moment where they finally. Because they've spent this entire series in a dead world.
And this camera's definitely been around.
Yeah.
It's had like multiple users. And
then we saw a video from the end of the world.
Videos taken on it, so...
apparently there's 3 girls doing a science project. Video from news footage that sort of hints at the end of the world, It's... Apparently Japan started it.
We gave them a military, they built giant robots and destroyed everything.
Yeah, there was just a scene where it's like, Japan declares war on its neighbors, and you see these walking robots, and there's a scene that's a straight up ripoff of a scene from Big O, of the giant humanoid mecha shooting the eye lasers across the landscape, and I'm like, come on, that's from Big O!
So this is how the world ends, exactly the ending of Big O.
Well, that wasn't...
not the ending,
no,
but...
the ending of Big O... Oh, God, the ending of Big O. But we're not going to get into that. But, so... And then they just sort of have this cute, quiet moment where they don't feel alone anymore. Because they have these videos and everything. They just sit there and they're watching all the videos all at once. and looking at the pictures, and they just sort of just cuddle up to each other watching the videos, and it's cute. It's cute. Then Yu wakes up the next day and finds a giant penis. We had the tiny penis that was cut, and she finds a big one. And just as she shows up to see it, it eats her. It eats Yu.
Yeah, so after she gets bored, it kind of goes on to some... I was like, this kind of feels like Aliens all of a sudden.
A little bit, yeah.
Like, she's getting all prepared, Chi's getting all prepared to go to battle and stuff. She's never done that before.
Get your hands off her, you bitch!
This is the first time in the series that we see her, pick up a gun and is, like, ready to go into battle and terminate this thing to get her friend back.
And actually, I just forgot, before this, there was actually a short interstitial where they actually had a dream sequence. I forgot about that. I don't know if I should go back to it right now, but, because we just started getting into this.
We don't need the dream sequence. We already had a dream episode anyway.
I know, but it was actually showed, a little bit more about, I think they give an idea why the girls are out on their own. And it was, again, it's not information that's, like, clearly spelled out, but it's an insinuation.
Well, I kind of like things like that where they don't, force feed you or pound you over the head with something. Just beating it into you, like, oh, this is definitely what happened.
Right.
It's kind of like, what was it, about their father or grandfather figure or whatever.
Grandfather.
Sending them off on their own, and there's kind of like, maybe he shot himself or maybe somebody else shot him.
Yeah, because it looked like...
it's not clear on what happened there.
It looked like he was quickly getting them out of there, because all of a sudden you start hearing a bunch of gunfire as they're driving away, and like the image gets smaller and smaller, and then finally it fades to black with a gunshot. And it sort of feeds into probably why Chi doesn't use guns, because she's just so afraid why she's so afraid of them. Because when she's going to go save Yu, she trips, she falls, the gun goes off, and she's like instantly starts crying. You can see her eyes are tearing up. She can't stand the sound of the gun, the blast. It was an interesting little scene.
Well, it's so unclear that I'm not gonna, say one way or the other.
That's my interpretation. So, she goes to save Yu. She climbs out of the submarine, and there's Yu sort of sticking out of the top of the giant penis, and just sort of like, hey, and just sort of it spits her out, and it starts talking through the ship's PA system. How Cut was talking through the radio transceiver or receiver around Yu's neck, and basically explains that their species, not what they are, because it didn't say if they were like a mutated species of the planet or aliens or what, because I still say they're aliens.
It's probably aliens.
They say, oh, we don't eat organic material. We only eat like high energy explosives or something like that. I don't know because
they don't really make that clear.
It's like, well, that's why
and they just show them like eating the nuclear missiles coming out of the sub and stuff,
like sucking on the energy of the nuclear reactor. And they showed that's why Cut was eaten on bullets, and so it looks just like Cut but bigger, and then it transforms into basically Toad from Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah, they're just like giant mushrooms and stuff.
And this explains to the girls, we've been through all of this world except for the topmost layers, and you're the only humans we found. You're literally the only ones left. This world is slowly dying. This world will soon end.
Once it's dead, we will go too.
And then they take Cut, and they float off to the sun. And it just sort of ends. That part of the episode ends, and then it just sort of goes back to them.
The second part is just so short that...
Yeah, it's called Friends, where Chi takes back her thing about feeling lonely, about only being the two of them, and they reaffirm their desire to get to the top level. And then Yu goes, after we get to the top level, can we then go to the moon?
Yeah, they're not going to stop at the top level. They've got higher ambitions than just stopping there.
So it felt like a really nice bookend to this arc. I liked it as a finale. It sort of sets up for more, and I like that. I want to see more, but at the same time, if it ends here and there's no season 2, I'm still relatively satisfied.
I don't need a season 2 to this. I'm totally satisfied with. It's kind of like Kenshin after the Shishio arc.
Yeah.
It should have ended there.
It should have, most definitely. I will agree with you 100% on that. Yeah, maybe if it were to go on to be bad, but like I said, this was a good season finale. It bookended this series well, and it has definitely become one of my favorite animes this season. It was really nice. I liked it. I really, really liked it.
Did you?
I did. So, with that, we have 2 more anime to talk about, and yeah, we're going to get right on into that.